Here at the state capitol is far different than what we saw in the days immediately following the school shooting, and that is intentional.
How many more? 6 are dead! How many more? 6 are dead!
You'll remember how hundreds of young people and their families packed the Capitol to demand change. This time, state troopers are limiting the number of people allowed inside so that lawmakers can come and go more easily. This morning, we did see a small contingent of Proud Boys making their presence known. Authorities say the group was peaceful and later just went on their way. Late this afternoon, 3 protesters showed up outside the Capitol from the group 10free.org out of Spring Hill. They told our Levi Ismail their mission is to protect children and their rights. Now, the potential presence of groups like the Proud Boys is a reason why some of the groups who are calling for new laws decided to have more of a low profile, very intentional on their part. They wanted to avoid any emotional outbursts. Levi Ismail has been at the Capitol all day long, covering the different groups who showed up today to have their voices heard. Levi?
People walk right by us here leaving the Capitol steps, but I want to draw your attention to the Capitol steps right over here, right by the street, because these people who were part of the protests are now walking right past 3 heavily armed men, the men that you just mentioned, the folks from 10 Free. These folks are from Spring Hill. I had a chance to speak with them, and just like you said, they say that they want to make sure that their voices are heard and that they too want to protect children, but do so without anyone infringing on their rights. And you know, we only saw just about a handful of people who were here advocating on behalf of gun rights. There were mostly people here advocating on behalf of gun reform, and that's what we saw for the most of the day. This was the scene just down the street earlier today as Representative Justin Pearson led the way for protesters demanding action on gun violence. We heard from people representing several different groups, but we also saw parents who simply wanted lawmakers to hear how gun violence impacted their lives. They know there's only so much time this special session to get anything done, but we met with parents who felt that this is what we need to do to make sure that people understand the urgency of the situation. We also heard from the few gun rights advocates around who said they would rather see lawmakers work to improve on other bills than focus their attention on something they can't really control.
Everybody had the right to bear arms. The amendment told us that. Constitution Amendment told us that. But what we're trying to do is to make sure we keep them out of hands with people that shouldn't have them.
You take away somebody's guns, you probably won't get them all. A lot of people have a lot of guns. If you come to my house, take away my guns, I guarantee you won't get them all. I've got guns all over the place. So you're not going to get them all. It's not going to work. And I can go and get a gun very easily in many, many places. So we got 400 million guns in this country. You can't keep them out of the wrong hands. But what you can do is prosecute the actual criminals.
Now, so far, this has been a peaceful protest, and the people that I've talked to have all said that they want to keep it that way for the remainder of this special session. Now, the folks that I talked to earlier up there who are armed, I asked them if, you know, if there are actual bullets in those firearms, and they said that they don't feel comfortable answering that question at this point. You know, just like I said, there are people here who are trying to make sure they keep the peace, and you know, around here we see a lot of Tennessee Highway patrolmen, and you know, at this point it seems like all of that has been working to try and keep tensions at a minimum, and you know, it's going to be a long week, so we'll see how long that lasts. For now, reporting, Levi Ismail, News Channel 5.
Levi, thank you for the update.